TGI Saturday, my AKAPADers. I literally just over there got done a live stream. We were working on Turtle Soup Thursday, Biker Mice from Mars. Let me get a little sip here. Wrong end. Nope. The cap needs to be open. Okay, so let's get into this. I was trying to dissect what I'm about to show you, what I'm about to unbox during the live stream. These books, these editions, it's a definition of the format. Now, what do I mean by that? A definition of the format is where we're going to bring something like comic books. You know, so you see this stuff in all realms of entertainment, but in this case, it's comics. And we're going to take the idea here. Like, we're going to take comics and we're going to blow them up. We're going to do what's called a treasury edition. And this impacted. It almost like wrote the DNA of a generation that grew up with these treasury editions. And treasury editions were just oversized, bombastic, usually like big idea driven books. Star Wars had a couple adaptations that were treasury editions. Technically, I think the treasury editions for like something like Empire Strikes Back is the true first appearance of Boba Fett in comics, and not the monthly Marvel book. But anyway, so a part of this too is like we're kind of seeing, and we see this with cartoonist K-Fake, as we call them on this channel, but we see that there's this adulation and this love of the treasury edition, and this generation that grew up with it, they want to contribute to the treasury library, and in some fashion it's like a badge of honor. I don't see it. I don't see taking a regular size comic, a comic book that's produced, that you and I, you know, like regular size comics like this that we're all familiar with. I don't view blowing this up into a treasury edition size as a treasury edition. By format, I mean everything that you present to the reader is envisioned with that format in mind. And in a particular fashion, the experience doesn't exist unless the format is there to accompany it. With all of that said, we have a box. Okay, I had to unbox it because I was so nervous when I picked it up. I thought that the books may have been folded in that box because it seemed a little bit small to me. But let's hit that drawing table. Let's have a look at what I consider the final true treasury editions ever to be produced, like in full scale within American comics. What we see from cartoonist Kayfabe with the grain design editions, they're not true treasury editions as far as I'm concerned. Alex Ross he put the final stamp. He ended the treasury movement with these books I just showed you. But let's have a little closer, detailed look at them. What do we have here? Well, this is one of my upcoming live streams. Moby Lick from Street Sharks. Look, guys, we're busy here. We do a lot of stuff. We keep it going. Let's have a look. If you're not familiar with these, well, welcome. Hopefully this inspires you to go out and purchase these. If you're careful, you can highly underpay for these. Everything is dipping. These, I'll tell you right now, these I got for $50 just a few months ago. For example, the Batman one was between $50 and $80 alone. So what do we have? We have Alex Ross and Paul Dini. And this is what I mean about the format creates the story. Okay, if your jaw doesn't drop, if you don't consider Alex Ross to be the greatest comic book talent, he moves the needle. He creates the imagery. Everyone goes to Alex Ross first, especially when it comes to DC, the iconography of how he chooses to show off the powers of the character. This is immensely important. So we have Superman Peace on Earth. Next up, And we're doing this in releases of like basically their releases. We have Batman War on Crime. Now see, so if you notice, he opens all of these with this monochromatic origin story. And I don't think I had this. I only had Peace on Earth at one time. I don't think I ever had War on Crime. I never set eyes on the Wonder Woman. I never set eyes on Shazam or the Justice League one that we have in this stack. But this is great though. So again, Alex Ross, he pinpoints the ideas. He pinpoints the attitude. Like even this, like just the idea, and I know this is like Batman Year One, but Batman on a fire escape in the city is just essential to the character. Every movie has that scene now. But we have the Illuminaries. Paul Dini is one of the great story smiths of this generation as well. Look at this shot too with Alfred with the shadow. And keep in mind, I want to do these individually, one by one, like separate videos or separate live streams. As of now, we're just doing a show and tell. We're showing. I just want people to see what these were all about. I mean, this right here, right? Isn't this how Justice League begins, with one woman coming from the top in the middle of a terrorist attack? I mean, this is essentially how Justice League begins. That's crazy. Yeah, and see, Alex Ross does cool things too. See, like when we see her butt, the butt's covered. It's not over sexualized. He keeps these characters classic in such a strong way. Look at this. So, but even like these faces, and look, you can criticize this for being big panels and the paneling. You know, like 2 pages, 4 panels. People would say if the Image Comic guys did this, they would say that they're bad storytellers and they don't understand writing. Keep that in mind. Oh, this one's awesome too. With her on the rooftop. Is that Superman? I think it is. Yeah. So like this is just beyond cool. Like I have to read these. I really do. I have to read these. But this for me is. The stories come from knowing how much of a canvas Alex Ross has to play with. Now, Shazam will be detailing this one probably first. We have the movie coming out. I don't want to flip through this one too much. I do want all of you to tune. Wow. I do want all of you to tune in for the Shazam video, which we'll be doing about 4 Shazam drops going into Fury of the Gods. Look at this. Look at Billy Batson too, and the old baseball bobbleheads. Look, him drawing. This is awesome. And Shazam is Alex Ross's absolute favorite character. Like, he's been on record talking about that more than once. This is great. And then this is the one I'm most excited about. Because if you're into those monochromatic origins... So here we just have like a setup, a Justice League setup here. And then, yeah, here we go. So I've only flipped through this. I never owned this. I know I flipped. I'm kind of recalling, but I know I flipped through this somewhere. But I love the art direction for this. This alone, and I think this retailed for what, $8? $8. You could have got this. People, hit Amazon right now and get yourself JLA Secret Origins by Alex Ross and Paul Dini. We just saw the Shazam one. Oh wow, Plastic Man. That's cool. I love this. Justice League of America too. We have Red Tornado, Phantom Stranger. Here we go. Look, I mean, again, one of the all-time images of the Justice League. Period. Interview. This is wow. This is so worth it. This is just amazing. See, like Alex Ross can talk about his process and his techniques until the cows come home, and it doesn't demystify it at all. That's how good he is. JLA, Justice for All. This is cool. Also available. Yeah, and I think this, yeah, preview art, preliminary sketches for upcoming JLA Liberty and Justice, and that was like a 12-issue maxi series. And then at that point, Alex Ross, career-wise, basically disappeared and went into Dynamite Entertainment, and basically did a golden era run on public domain characters, and then went back into, like, at that point when he left Dynamite, it was like a three-headed dragon. He went into licensing art, Disney, the Beatles, Universal Monsters. He went back to DC and back to Marvel, and you know, again, we got Immortal Hulk and all these other things from that. AKA Patters, awesome, love you, thanks for hanging out. So AKA Patters, before I sign out, okay, and we're sign off, okay, I'm eclectic. I'm the eclectic one. We're connecting multiple dots here. We just basically validated that Alex Ross ended the Treasury Edition movement that was jump started in the 70s and went through the 80s. Pretty much came back in the 90s to nail in the coffin here. All right, so we have that commentary. The other commentary is that the guys like Cartoonist Kayfabe really don't produce true Treasury editions. They're just trying to hijack a little bit of nostalgia that's connected to that type of format. Number 3, okay, what we saw here, okay, what we see here, this is how you launch a DC cinematic universe. These are your releases in order. I'm not even joking. You can supplement Shazam for Flash or Green Lantern. That's fine. But your first 3 releases need to be Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. And it all leads into the Justice League. This is James Gunn's solution here. So we got multiple avenues of discussion just with one shipment I received while I was just live streaming there. So let's all just celebrate formats, and let's understand that formats lend themselves to the story first and not the other way around. We don't take stories and apply them to formats. AKA Pat here. Subscribe, support, leave a comment. I love you so much.